Last time on Dragon Ball Multiverse. Breaking free from Babidi's control, Brawl faces the consequences of her actions. Or, as some would argue, the lack of. While it'll take some time for the mental wounds to heal, Babidi, Dabura, and Boo were banished back to their original realm. However, a certain insignia vanishes from the King of Demons' forehead, and he's not happy about being somebody's servant for the past so many years. Soon after, he decides to reclaim his throne, his demon army more powerful than ever. But for us, the tournament resumes now. This video is part of an ongoing series. Catch up fully using the link in the description. Cracking his knuckles and smiling as he does, Goku excitedly questions if they can get back to the tournament now. It should be his turn. Though there are some in the audience still taking exception to what just happened. A man shouts that many of those still here attacked innocent people, but the organizers only booted 3 of them. Another pointing to someone in agreement, who argues she wasn't in control. Nappa tosses his hands up, claiming he and the others from his universe were manipulated too. They didn't want any of this. But Kakarot actually kind of liked it. Shut up! Cold, or Ginyu, makes his own case, pleading in an over-the-top manner to the gods of this universe to allow him to present his humble and sincerest apologies. The behavior he displayed earlier was shameful. Bowing, he promises to never again show disrespect towards the Kaioshins. Grand Supreme comments how subservient of cold that is, but they are correct. Those corrupted by Babidi are not angels, but they are also victims in this affair. Their actions will not be held against them. Most of the audience members seem happy with this and appear to begin getting along. The previously possessed warrior compliments his female adversary. She fights well and he feels they're gonna be friends. Which reminds him, he knows a great way to make some easy money if she's down. But with the inference being malevolent, she quickly takes his arm off him to not so subtly decline. Away, South Kaio grows suspicious of his superior. His tendency to forgive everything that has just happened is extremely abnormal. What could possibly be going on? Heading back to his assigned area, Ginyu is given a cold greeting by his sons. During the melee, his true identity was revealed and the Frost Demons haven't forgotten. Also given that in their universe, Frieza himself attempted to execute the former Ginyu Force commander for letting his kingdom fall to ruins during an attack. This entire time, they believed his life ended there. Cooler wants to be perfectly clear. They're aware he isn't their father and they don't appreciate being duped. With that being said, he did successfully plea in their favor, and at the end of the day has proven far more capable than King Cold. Frieza comments he can keep his position, but they will be renegotiating how they share their territory back in their universe. Though we have to question if this is how they really feel, or simply know they wouldn't stand a chance against Ginyu in battle. Heading back to the apartment, Yamcha alerts the others that everything seems to have calmed down. Inside, Old Kai and Raditz continue the ritual to unlock the Saiyan's ultimate form. He questions the Elder if they're done, but not yet. They've only just started. For the second part, they will go elsewhere. But in a place like this, where could Old Kai possibly plan on taking him? With a flick of the wrist, Zenbu begins to be sucked back into containment, protesting, "Even after I saved everyone?" Sporting a devastated face, he tells the Kaioshin he's tough, who replies it's his punishment for not having helped against Babidi. Though the deity would have looked really dumb had Boo not instantly pretended to be affected by his technique. But his other believes he knows him quite well now, all but confirming the two of them are conspiring on something. As the fallout continues, Narb hangs his head in shame. Surrendering his armor, he states he's not worthy of the title Ultra and requests to be court-martialed. This coming after he was one of the few of his team to fall under the wizard's evil control. In a universe where they are considered to be the greatest heroes of all, the warrior let himself down at his lack of resistance. With the androids, 17 is sick and tired of this tournament, and the Jinn didn't even resuscitate his sister. He starts to think if he pretends to listen to that Yamcha guy, maybe he will repair the both of them. And then, jumping back over to the Saiyans, Kakarot asks Vegeta, "So, stuck with the good guys?" As he was off with Super Boo and the others during the mayhem, who promptly responds, "So, stuck being a good boy, Mr. I don't obey anyone?" Before inquiring how many times he has died, though Kakarot is happy to answer with, "Only 3 times." With Bardock, he's just happy he doesn't have to listen to that little worm anymore. Though he has to admit, he liked losing his doubts and budding compassion growing within him. Something King Piccolo can relate to well. Approaching Gohan, Brawl burst out into tears trying to apologize. She never should have, but he assures she not worry about it. He knows. And he's glad she's back. Turning to Pan, she reaches out to address her. But she jerks her arm away. Taking off, Gohan tells Brawl to give her time. Fidelum ending, lots of time. After seeing what she did to her dad, Pan is understandably struggling to come to terms with everything that's happened. A Mini-Cell Jr. floats over to Gohan's ear to comment she's too young to understand. But the Saiyan wants none of it, demanding he go back to his own area. Whipping his head in Cell's direction, he tells the bio-android he wasn't under the influence of Babidi. His cruel plans only serve to satisfy himself. Neither he or any of his avatars can come anywhere near his universe. He retorts with a sly grin, asking if he plans to punish him for being so bad. He's afraid Gohan has already proven incapable of killing him. What's he going to do? Improvise a plan with his double? Right on cue, said double appears right behind him to utter, "Maybe," terrifying the villain. Now surrounded, the initial Gohan warns Cell he better hold the line. Trying to keep an eye on both, Cell nervously tries to appeal, but they're gone. Taking enough satisfaction in making the fiend squirm, they simply walk away. With the organizers, Buu remade everything as it was before. Almost everything. One of the Vargas pleads in terror that it's not his fault. Even the Kaioshin said so and to please not fire him. But they merely ask, what's not his fault? Causing another to question if he's the one who spilled the coffee. Taking the opportunity, he sheepishly says, "Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The coffee!" Activating the microphone, the announcer goes to call the fights for the quarterfinals. Son Goku versus UUB, Vegeta versus Cell, C versus Buu, and Son Brawl versus Gas Karkle. And for these fights, the ring will change one final time. The gravity will return to normal so the participants can fight at full capacity. The moment of truth arrives for UUB. He steps into the fighting area with his mentor. Turning on Super Saiyan, Goku tells him the warm-up's over, but UUB doesn't want to go through their power-ups one by one. Charging directly into his maximum Kaioken. For once, the Saiyan complies with this, stepping it up to Super Saiyan 3. Piccolo notes the combat won't last long. UUB's body won't be able to hold out using the Kaioken. Vegeta argues that Super Saiyan 3 is also difficult to sustain. It may be closer than it appears. Though Piccolo can only think that Super Saiyan doesn't literally destroy the user's body. He's already feeling the effects of an overcharged Kaioken. As Goku begins to take the advantage, UUB casts out his arm and shouts, "Transform into candy!" But it was just a bluff. He doesn't actually know how to do that. However, it did work quite well in warding off his foe. Landing that deep kick, the battle appears to be over before UUB even hits the ground. Placing his hands on his hips, Goku congratulates him on a job well done. He may have won this time, but he can't wait for the next. Kaioken! Transcendent! Knocking each other out simultaneously. It's a double KO. Kind of like a video game. The organizers look on, not knowing what to do. 30 seconds pass and the pair still haven't moved. They speak amongst each other to decide on a solution. They never considered this to be a possibility. However, one of them catches up on some fine, cultured reading and has the perfect idea. The first to get up will be declared the winner. Whether speaking with each other telepathically or simply thinking to themselves, UUB tells his master he hurts everywhere. He's paralyzed, relinquishing the victory to Goku. But he does the same, claiming his student deserves to win. He can't even lift a finger. But no! Giving up isn't their style! Only one of them able to reach their feet. Goku's bout with Jackie Chun comes full circle as he is declared the winner today. Several years ago, when Goku first took off with UUB to begin his training, he told the boy when he's better trained, they'll have another duel, just the two of them. He considers this to be his final objective. Still adjusting to the situation, UUB doesn't know what to say. After they're both healed back in the present, Goku tells UUB that was amazing. He for some reason comes off as unsure. He admits he doesn't know if he gave him the duel he wanted. But of course he did, and the next one will be even better. But it won't be between master and disciple. From now on, they're equals. He ushers Piccolo to do his thing, delivering UUB his own personal gi. The two shake hands as Goku cheers for him to become even better. Young Pan reminds her grandfather that he still has another pupil, and their own duel will be incredible. Her elder promises he's counting on it. Which brings us to the next battle, Vegeta versus Cell.